Hi there folks, Borislav247 here with another Days Gone Challenge Mode video. And on this video folks, this is all about showing speed. Basically, the 12 Days Gone challenges, just how quickly can they be completed to a gold standard. Now, I've had quite a number of people asking me this over the past few months, and I'll be honest, up until recently I used to reply along the lines of an hour and 25 minutes to an hour and 30, roughly. However, because I have smashed all these challenges over the course of the past year and a half, having come up with a lot of simplified versions in order to get the job done, lately I've been replying to people saying, realistically, I can probably do all 12 of these challenges to a gold standard in under 1 hour. And I was met with quite a number of interesting replies to this. They range from the nice ones, which were sounds great but unlikely, to one or two others, one especially, and you know who you are, mate, where I basically got the reply of grow up, mate, give us a realistic time. As well as this, I've had the usual, not impossible, can't be done, you're having a laugh. Well, that's what this video is all about, folks. I'm going to show that all of these challenges can be completed in under 1 hour. So what I did was I started off the video recording on the PlayStation 5, and you only have 1 hour in order to record on the PlayStation 5, so it made things very handy, and just let it run start to finish while I did what I do best. So sit back folks and enjoy. This is how it's done. Right then folks, here we go. The clock is ticking, so I'm not going to be hanging about in my selection choices. I'm just basically looking to get the challenges started as quickly as possible. And you will notice folks, as this video goes on, there are one or two challenges where I would normally take the time to select various rings. On one or two of these, when I know I can do them without rings, I'm simply not selecting them at all, because that's basically wasting time. Because it will become quite apparent that this is basically a video that is unedited in any way. So start to finish, as soon as I have a gold on any of the challenges, I'll look to end the challenges quickly. You will see all the options that come on screen as I basically try and work through them quickly. And obviously I will be selecting rings on some of the challenges because they do make a huge difference for certain ones. But I do not show the clock on these challenges, but in the course of showing an ideal time frame, I do have something that will come up on screen every 10 minutes. So will give me a very good idea of where I am in terms of trying to get this done, because it's not an easy feat to get all 12 of these done inside 1 hour. And I can't stress this enough, folks, for anyone else who's thinking about attempting this particular sort of a speedrun. If there is any one of the challenges that you come undone on, you will struggle to get the job done, because it is a rather tight time frame in order to get all 12 of them done, especially as 2 of the challenges are quite lengthy in terms of the time it takes. This that I'm doing now, Dead Don't Ride, being one of them. It's probably the second longest to complete in terms of time. The only one that takes longer than this is Survive, and I will be leaving that until the very end, folks. I'm doing that for a very good reason, because I really want to have a good idea of the amount of time I have left at the very end. So, but for this particular challenge, it is all about just following a very tried and tested run route. So basically, I'm just going to let this play out, and then I'll rejoin with the commentary once this first challenge is out of the way.
Thanks. I really appreciate it. Hey, what's going on? appreciate it.
Oh, thank you.
Hey! Freaks! Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Yeah, let's go. Who's ever done something like this?
What's up? Thanks. I really appreciate it. Freaks! Thank you, man. Thank you, man. Hey! Freak! Come on. Freaks!
Very nice. That is the first challenge taken care of, and that is roughly just over 7 minutes it's taken me to get the gold on this first one. So I'm looking to end this one quickly, as I do with all of them, and the only way to do that on this challenge is to find water, ideally, or let the timer run out, but the finding water option is by far the quickest. So at the moment now, the only thing that's holding me up is basically the loading times. So I'm waiting, and the next one I'm going for straight away, folks, is Hog Wild. I'm not interested in any rings, I'm just looking to get this started as soon as possible. Right then, folks, the reason why I use Hog Wild as the second challenge is quite simply this. This is one of the challenges that it is very easy to come undone on. It really is, folks. There is a lot that can go wrong with this. And I'm going to make a point right from the very start here. I ignore that ramp to the left there, because you get that wrong, you're coming off the bike straight away. And that will just about straight away cost you the gold score. It really is that important, folks. the biggest piece of advice I can give to anyone on this particular challenge is just make sure you know the route, but do not come off the bike in any way, shape or form. You've got to keep that R2 button pressed throughout this. As you can see, I'm trying to do a lot of these sections quicker than what I normally would, and that's not a great start there, but in all fairness, you are going to clip some of the trees from time to time here, and I'm looking ideally to just not linger about too much on the areas where there are freakers to be killed, because there are 10 in total, and I can see here, and that's another mistake, I've already got 6 of them taken out of the way, so I'm not, especially areas like this, I'm not hanging about on, because I know there is an area later on where I can take them out far easier. And because there is such a huge amount of them on this particular challenge, yeah, makes the job not too bad at all. As always for this challenge, I'm looking to take out 3 of the sub-challenges to a gold standard. And by taking out these particular 3, you will get the gold score every single time, as long as you keep that 20 seconds, which is on the top right of the screen. As long as that does not go down by letting go of the accelerator, it's all good, folks. And so far, this run is going fantastically. I have actually got the 10 freakers required, because otherwise I would stop at that section beside me to the right. But not required here. I have the 20 seconds of airtime in place. The last part that might undo me is at the very top here. Just make sure I get this right, and there we go, fantastic. That is challenge number 2 out of the way. Yeah, very nice. For one of the challenges that could have given me a few problems, that is a fantastic result right there. Okay folks, on to the 3rd challenge, and this is going to be Outride. And because of the potential damage that can be done to the bike, I am going to take the time to get a couple of rings in place here, and just basically the 2 rings that are actually going to protect the bike. So here we go. At this point I'm not even changing the character yet. I will do that later on, but for the time being it's just a case of a smooth run on this particular challenge. And in all fairness, it shouldn't be too much of an issue. I'm fairly competent on the bike challenges, especially with the control of the bike, which really is most people's undoing when it comes to playing the bike challenges, folks. I'm not saying it's a case of people aren't skilled. It is just basically a case of a lot of people are not very comfortable in controlling the bike itself. And it's, for me folks, it's purely through practice that I am as competent as what I am. So I will be simplifying 1 or 2 points of this run, but I do like to take out the freakers with headshots. It always helps with the multiplier on this, but I'm looking to take this route here. It just gives you a nice straight line in order to get to the next checkpoint arch. And from here I am avoiding that jump to the right there like the plague, just in case anything goes wrong. Because it is possible to get that jump wrong, folks. I'm simply not risking it. Any of these challenges, if I come undone on, are going to hugely have a negative impact on the time at the very end, so I want every one of these to be right. This challenge, I will be honest folks, I'm not worried about in the slightest. It's when I'm really going for it like this, where I'm just looking all out speed with just a few things in between it, it's nice. It's a nice way to play it. So far so good. Because the speed is so good here on this particular challenge that I'm doing right now, I'm not worried about getting every one of the sub-challenges in place. The sick line is one that I definitely do want to have in place, and it's close to being complete. I just have to make sure I don't cross the line too early here. If I cross the line before that hits 120, I would lose 8,000 points. But there we go. Very nice, that is another job very well done. Okay, great, as you can see I'm not hanging about, it's like just pressing the buttons as quickly as possible, on to the next one. And that will be Drifter's Run. I just want to get all the bike ones out of the way purely because they get me a lot of rep points and a lot of credits and whatnot in order to upgrade the various things that I want to. I'm trying to take out the ones that I know I can take out fairly quickly and simply first, and then move on to the more slightly problematic ones. Hog Wild definitely was the exception to the rule. I wanted that one out of the way just in case it gave me problems early and in case I needed to restart again. But right, Drifter's Run. I'm ideally looking for a full house on this, but it doesn't actually have to be. The most important part of this one by far is the time in which I complete it. You've basically got to, for the gold sub-challenge on this challenge, sorry folks, you basically need to complete this run in under 3 minutes and 25 seconds. If you do that, you get a huge 30,000 point bonus at the end. As well as this, the ones that I expect to have in place are the 20 seconds of airtime for the bike, and if I happen to get the 20 seconds of drifting required in place as well, then fantastic. One of the other sub-challenges that I most definitely am going out of my way to complete is going over 14 ramps. I know the last ramp that I went over there didn't register, and that is probably because I didn't go over it where you actually cross over the arrow. They can be quite pernickety, these particular ramps, if you go off them at crazy angles. But I can see already here that I'm in a good position. That is 11 of the 14 ramps taken care of. The run is going very smoothly, and yep, I've just clipped enough there to get the bandages, so it was actually a bit of a risk there because that really could have gone badly for me, but thankfully all good. At this point, last part that can give me any sort of realistic problems, just have to make sure that particular jump, you have to go over that particular rock or you will come undone. So at this point folks, it's a nice easy run to the finish, and I have got a lot of time on my hands to get this done. Just over 2 minutes on the timer for this challenge, so yep, all good. And that's it, challenge number 4 done folks. Okay folks, about to take on challenge number 5, which for me here is going to be reload. I'm roughly about just over 16 minutes into this speed run, and at this point I am looking to get some rings in play for this. They're not essential, but it's just a case of I'm going to have to upgrade these rings at some point because they are rings I'm going to use on other challenges. So yep, reload. This is really just all about getting that score, the gold score, which is 80,000. quickly. As soon as I have it, I'm looking to get myself killed as soon as possible. So unlike in some of my simplified routes where I should simply show a very easy way in order to do it, this one's going to have slightly more complications to it, but at the same time should get the job done a bit quicker. However, it has occurred to me straight away, this is one mistake that in future I will definitely learn from if I'm ever doing another speed run. And basically folks, it's a case of, because I don't have the extra bullet penetration from the ambush camp rush, which I haven't done yet, the first 15 bullets with the BFG at the beginning there have not given me the gold targets for the sub-challenges for those. So that's cost me quite a few points already. We'll probably end up adding on an extra maybe 20 to 30 seconds to this run, but shouldn't be anything too major. Just starting to focus now on some of the burning kills, because at this point when my multiplier is sitting at just shy of 200, it's a fantastic way of getting the points up quickly. And there we go, job done. So, a bit stupid there actually, folks. At that point I really should have just taken a bullet to that gas tanker that was right beside me there. That would have done the job a little bit quicker than messing about on the inventory wheel, but however, another lesson learned, folks. Right, and folks, challenge number 6 is going to be Dead Before Daylight, and the beauty here is I actually have the 2 rings that are probably going to be of the most help to me. One or two people might argue that Joker you ideally want to have, but given the way that I'm going to be doing this, I'm not really too concerned about the Joker ring. You just have to grab an awful lot of items at the very beginning of this challenge just to get yourself ready, and then it's just a case of going through the motions on this challenge. Truth be told, this is going to be one of the more annoying ones, not only because it's one of the, well, it's the challenge that I hate, and there's not many of them that I can say that about at all. I love virtually all the challenges. This is the only one that it just doesn't do it for me at all. But another problem I will face with this challenge is one of the sub-challenges requires you to get 50 kills while in focus mode. That is going to eat away at a little bit of the time. And I've just actually seen another one of my things come up on screen there, saying that's me 20 minutes basically into the speedrun. So given that I'm already on the 6th challenge, this is going pretty good, folks. So it is quite literally a case of getting the kills with the focus mode on done as reasonably quickly as possible. I like to actually try and do it more at the beginning here, so that when I get to the later stage where I'm using the growler, I can just concentrate on short fire spurts with the growler and not really be killing the clock too much then, because it really will be when I start using the growler that is the end of this challenge. So I've not much more to say about this challenge other than the usual. I usually wait until I'm on wave number 3 before going for the explosive kills, and after I have those, then I basically go upstairs to get the growler and finish the job on this challenge. So I'm just going to let this one play out, folks, and I'll get the commentary going again at the very end of this challenge, folks. Right then folks, this challenge is pretty much just about done. It's quite literally getting the 100 kills required for the gold sub-challenge standard for this particular sub-challenge. And once I get the 100 kills, I should trigger the gold score. It usually does. So that will save me quite a lot of time because there's still a good 50 seconds on the clock there. Yep, I have no intentions of waiting that long for that to go, so nice. That is it. That is the 6th challenge taken care of. So far, so good. And I'm roughly about 24 minutes, probably just over 24 minutes into this speed run. So this is going fantastically, folks, so far. Now, challenge number 7 has to be the ambush cap rush. I really want that bullet penetration that comes from this particular challenge as one of the perks, which you unlock when you get done to a gold standard. And I'm simply looking for the 2 best rings for the job here, Joker and Fleur-de-Lis. I'll be quite honest, folks, I could have gone with the bullets ring, which allows your gun to fully reload when you do a dive roll, but I'm happier at this point just going with Joker, and I'll see how this challenge goes. This is one of the challenges where I do have it simplified, so I'm not expecting too many problems. My simplified version of this does allow me to take this camp out quickly. Thankfully, it's all about speed. There is one of the later challenges where I attempt that I am taking a safe version that will allow me to get the job done on the first attempt, but is not necessarily the quickest. But I'll explain more about that one later. Right now, it's all about getting the big armored guy with the residue bolt. Then I'm looking to get a few kills with the Molotovs, and ideally one with the grenade there. Yep, so far so good. That is 3 kills taken place with the explosives and throwables. I'm just looking to get the second guy with the residue bolt. Once I've got him, it's a case of heading over here to get the superior axe. And if I'm not bloody careful here, I'm going to get killed. Thankfully, thankfully he's lost interest in me now. Just very unfortunate where he was placed for when I started coming over here, because I was the only target he was really focusing on. But now the action is taking place over yonder, so it's getting ready with some more of these bits and balls. I'm ideally looking to get about 7 kills in place for the explosive kills. I currently have 4 of them at the moment, so, and I know I can get more near the very end of this challenge, because usually the last spot on this challenge is where they all tend to congregate in their last stand. So yeah, this is going pretty well so far. BFG essential. Okay, time to really get to grips with these marauders and get the numbers down quickly with the BFG. Not some great shooting at the very start there, but never mind. Now focusing to basically getting 7 kills with explosives and throwables, because I'm very aware now that the 2 guys that were under the influence of the residue bolts, I'm pretty sure they've both been killed, because I'm not seeing the numbers for that going up at all. So definitely the priority now is to get the 7 kills with explosives or throwables. And I should, if I'm lucky, be able to take care of this right here. Oh, very nice. That's if I do actually get them, and I have. But health now is of vital importance. Make sure that's taken care of. Get the flamethrower guy out of the way, and the last major problem is that bloody sniper up there. And, oh god, another god-awful shot, but never mind. That's it, job done with that. My last 2 priorities now are making sure that I get this camp cleared out in under 3.5 minutes. That will get me a 10,000 point bonus. And then I just have to make sure that I have over 15,000 points with my current score. And I don't see that being a problem here now. I know I have the various parts of the sub-challenges in place, so I know now I can take care of these last ones any way I like, and I know I'll get the job done. And yep, I've got over 30 seconds to get this last one. Very nice. Job done. And that's it, folks. That is one of my tried and tested run routes for this particular challenge. And as you can see, folks, it works a charm. On to the next challenge. Right then, folks, that is 7 challenges down. The next is going to be keep them safer. And this is the challenge that I hinted on earlier on when I did say there was a challenge that I was going to do, that it would take a little bit longer to do it in the way that I'm going to do it. But by doing it in this way, I guarantee I will get it done first time. So potentially I could maybe have done this a minute faster, but by doing it this way, I will definitely get it done the first time. And that is fantastic, folks. I have just seen that come up on screen. That is 30 minutes done now, and I'm already on challenge number 8. Although, without getting too ahead of myself, I do have the longest challenge of the lot still to complete, which is survive. So for this one, folks, it is my tried and trusted method of, first of all, getting 50 kills with the bolts. And I do it from a safe distance here, making sure to pretty much avoid the right hand side of the horde, because if you do start hitting them repeatedly on that side, they will start to come up to your position. But so far so good here. I may start firing a few over to the right near the very end, because they do tend to congregate more on that side. If I do it at the end, it's purely because I'm very close to getting the numbers that I require. And yeah, I can already see now I've only got 4 more, so I'm going for it. It's because as soon as I have these 50 kills, I am moving. There we go, job done. Right, from here, it's moving right along, and I give myself a very wide berth because I know there's freakers heading up to the position I was just at, making sure that they can't possibly see me. Get myself armed with the napalm molotovs, because that's the first thing that I'm going to be hitting them with when I start my assault here. And basically from here, folks, it's just basically all about making sure that I do not take any hits and that I don't do any dive rolls. The dive rolls is the hardest part because I'm so used to doing them on this challenge. You just have to say it yourself every time, so just don't do it. Now at this point, yep, I can see the freakers start to come up, so get a focus cocktail in place, and then I'm just going to go to town on the freakers here, make sure I hit the tanker. That takes out a good few of them, and at this point now, I'm in a fantastic position. In fact, from here, the gold is pretty much guaranteed as long as I don't get hit, and again, as long as I don't do a dive roll. I'm not bothered in the slightest now about the multiplier. It will make no difference, or very little difference, in terms of what the score is going to be. Certainly will not affect the chance of me getting a gold score now in any way, shape or form. So it's quite literally just taking care of the last bit of business here. Just wait for it there, and then one shot there. That will take out a good few of them. Can already see now just 15 of these remaining. Should get a few more here. Just 2, but never mind. They are on their ways, so this shouldn't be too much longer now, folks. That was nice. Yep, just down out. Oh, well done. Actually couldn't keep track of just how quickly I was taking them out there, but there we go, folks. That's fantastic. Job done, and now it is on to the 3 Endless Horde challenges. And I always do these in a particular order. It's always Black Friday first, then I will take out Infested, and then I will take out Surrounded. So, Black Friday next, folks. Just need to make sure that the 2 rings are in place, and these particular rings will be used on all 3 of the Endless Horde challenges. So once I've got myself set up here, that's great. I know the next 2 challenges, I'm quite literally selecting them and getting them going as quickly as possible. Right then, folks, on to some of the best challenges in the Days Gone game. Now, again, this is another one of the challenges where I could do it probably a bit quicker. I could probably shave off a good 40 to 50 seconds of this time in doing it another way, but I'm purely looking to do it this way because I know it will get the job done every time, first time. And because I'm already doing so well on these challenges, it's a case of let's just keep this going. For anyone who's seen any of my tutorials on the Black Friday, this route and method will be very familiar to you. I love taking care of the gold medal this way. It's a very clean way of taking care of this challenge, and it's also a pretty safe one. I basically use the 3 grenades in order to get the 100 free careers required in order to purchase the growler, and I basically throw them in very specific locations. And not only that, but by doing this I manipulate the horde so that once I have basically got the ears, and I'm just having a bit of fun there with them, once I've got all the ears, I usually have a pretty good route in order to get to the main area that I need to climb. And I'll be quite honest, folks, there, normally normally it's a lot easier than that. That's one of the few occasions where there's actually been quite a lot of stragglers with the freakers. So I've had to change the direction very slightly, but at the same time hasn't made too much of a difference. You have a good amount of health on this particular challenge when you start, so unlike the surrounded challenge where if you start bumping into a few freakers and whatnot, you lose your health very, very quickly. Not quite as big an issue on this challenge. So from here I'm looking to get to this position, and now I'm just going to let them have it. They're coming out nicely now in big numbers, so from the safety of on top of this building I can basically just rain down hell on them. The growler is not long in getting to the target that you require. The score is basically about, I think it's 250,000 if I remember rightly, that you require. Sounds like a lot, but the firing rate of this bad boy makes the job a very easy one indeed. So at the moment, yeah, I'm well over 160,000 already, so the only thing that's maybe going to slow me down a little bit here is there is more freakers on the way because I've already taken out so many, so the numbers aren't quite what they would normally be. But I've just about got this job done, folks, so and there we go. That's it. We can do with the link now to the next challenge. Right, folks, challenge number 10 is going to be Infested, and I do not expect to have too many problems with this challenge. Like the other two Endless Horde challenges, one that I've still to do, of course, which is Surrounded, but all 3 of these Endless Horde challenges, it's all about getting that multiplier up as quickly as possible. So again, I'm starting with a very tried and tested method for this challenge, where I look to open up a zone, get out an attractor, and albeit an explosive one because I want the kills, make sure I have the IDF pup so I have at least 2 good weapons, and from here get back out quickly, and there we go, they're lined up nicely to start taking out, so not wasting any time on this one. And truth be told, depending on where the horde spawns from every time can really make all the difference in terms of how quickly this challenge can be taken out. And it's actually one of the preferred methods in terms of where the horde is coming from. Just need to make sure now to get all the action basically in an area where I can control it, and god, I'm not sure where that freaker came from, but never mind. Okay, let's just get some explosives on this situation just to make it a bit easier. And yeah, these these freakers that just seem to be appearing out of nowhere every time are starting to become a little bit bothersome, but never mind. So far so good. Yeah, just want to get another tractor down here. Then I'm going to hit them hard with gunplay, and also just fire something else at them. Really thinking about a napalm Molotov at this point, but I'm just going to hit them hard with gunplay until I get a reasonable group. And yeah, that's 2 lots that spawned before. They are now heading down towards my position, so yeah, fantastic. This is going quite well. I require about 120,000, I think it is, and I'm just about there, folks. So just looking to wrap this up in the next 10 seconds or so, and God, not even that long. That's it, nice. So yeah, let's just get the job done nice and quickly. And fantastic, folks, I've just seen the 40-minute warning come up there, and I only have 2 challenges to go. So as you can see at this point, folks, this is going to be done in well under an hour, even though the last challenge is going to be survive, and that varies on the time it takes for that. But this is looking good so far. But I've still got to get surrounded out of the way first, and there's nothing to say that something could go wrong on survive. It very easily can. Right, but before survive, full concentration required for this one, because this is the hardest of the Endless Horde challenges. So I'm looking to put down an attractor just to basically keep them away from me and get them in a nice group. And then I'm just going to let loose the gun, and sod's bloody law, there's always one that creeps up on you. Never mind. It's not a disaster. I usually look to get the multiplier up to around about 50 or over before throwing an attractor bomb. That just basically ensures that it will help keep the multiplier going, because I'm looking to get to this area as quickly as possible in order to engage with the next lot of hordes that have spawned. Okay, so far so good. Although I could have done with a few more of the horde over to those attractors. However, I'm going to use another one here, and I ideally want to get some grenade action going here. Grenades are very handy. They will kill 30 at a time. Just keep that multiplier going strong. Right now, I'm just going to hit them hard with the IDF. Normally, to get the gold on this challenge, folks, you require to get the multiplier to around 300. That usually does the job. Yeah, there wasn't very many freakers around that particular area there, but what the hell. I was starting to get sick of waiting for them coming, but now, nice, I'm getting some good numbers. And yep, if I can get up to this section here, this is great, because it's a nice holding point, and it basically allows to get the numbers for the horde where I want them, because I don't want them spread out all over the place, especially with what I've got in mind next, and that is proximity bombs. I'm not that far away from getting the job done here. Again, I think it's about 120,000 if I remember rightly for this challenge for the gold score. Another 2 mines should do the job, or maybe not. Okay. Oh, for God's sake. Right, okay, there we go. Finally, job done. And the good news is here, it doesn't take the horde long to kill you when they catch you. So there we go, folks. On to the last challenge, which is going to be survive. And I am roughly about 43 minutes into this speedrun. So realistically, unless anything badly goes wrong on this challenge, this should be an absolute doddle. But I do want 2 very specific rings in place. The first is the 1%er, essential as you require a great number of headshots. And the other is going to be the Joker, which is grand, because I now have that fully upgraded. So, okay, let's do this, folks. Right then, folks, the slowest part of this challenge for me is definitely going to come at the very beginning, because the one thing that does actually take a bit of time to get is the 6 stealth kills. So I want them taken care of as quickly as possible. Once I have those, then I'm going to be moving on to headshots, and then from there I will finally finish off with melee weapon kills. But I can't stress this enough. The stealth kills are essential to get, and this is because you only require 6 of them, but they are worth a whopping 6,000 points. If you choose to leave this challenge until the very end, or think you can get a gold score without this sub-challenge, then you're going to struggle to get it done. In fact, highly unlikely you will get it done. You have to make sure that these are taken out early, and this is a perfect way that I like to get the job done here, because you can usually get 2 of them, because they really are stupid, the marauders on this challenge. So it's going to be rinse and repeat again, because I've already got 4 stealth kills in place. I only require 6, and then after that it is fantastic. It will just basically be a case of headshots as much as possible. And again, as you can see here, folks, just by basically going round that particular way and then coming around to here, they basically become oblivious to where I am. They will find my position eventually, but yeah, this one I'm going to have to move for because I have actually been spotted, but no problem. Again, just move away from that area, and then looks like a little bit of a glitch there with the graphics, but never mind. It's the first time I've seen anything like that happen. However, that is the part that basically is the most troublesome in terms of time. Don't get me wrong, there's a long way to go on this challenge still, folks. I do require a hell of a lot of headshots, 75 in total. But here we go. Now the action quickens. So I'm just going to let this play out until basically I am a little bit nearer to the end of this run, folks.
Somewhere in the
Push him out! Oh, shit! That's it, huh? Burn, asshole!
down. They're hit. He's hiding in the shrubs. Flush him out! Charge him! We got him! Stop moving sometime.
Very nice, folks. I've just seen that come up on screen. 50 minutes have gone, and I'm already well through this challenge. I can see by the top left-hand figure there that I have taken out 35 Marauders. Now, there is 108 of these bad boys in total, but the gold score usually drops either just after 100 or just before. So really between 90 to 100 freakers, I expect the gold score to drop when I'm doing it this way. And given that I have a good 10 minutes to get this job done, it's looking pretty damn good now.
He's been shot! Bring him down! Not moving! Now!
Shot! Got him! Down! You shot him! He's all out! Move it! Got him! Just run around! I know where you're at! He's holding up! Move in! Get out of the open!
Okay folks, starting to get very near the end of this particular challenge now. This is really getting to the business end. Now, one of these guys, I am looking to pick up his melee weapon, which is the fire axe. That really is the one swing, one kill stuff for every Marauder. Not that the sledgehammer that I had beforehand wasn't good, it did a great job on the armoured guys. But there we go, fire axe and the PDW, fantastic. Even if I don't have that much in the way of bullets for it at the moment, I'll certainly get more after this next load. So it is now just making sure to look at the amount of headshots required, and at the moment I'm just about there. I've got 71 of the 75 required. I just want to make sure once I've got the 75, move on to melee straight away. Right, I've just picked up an awful lot of ammo there for the gun. Just at the point where I only needed one more headshot. But that's all good. Now, from here folks, it's just all about melee kills. Not far away from getting the job done now in its entirety. Normally on this challenge I would make a point of at the very beginning of getting as much scrap as I could from the cars. Because I'm playing this with speed in mind, that was never going to happen. I know that the fire axe, especially with the patch perk that I got from Outride, where I basically get 40% extra melee weapon durability, that this bad boy will do the job. And there we go folks, job done. And that is the exact time, 56 minutes and 34 seconds. So at that point, job done. Brilliant. And there we go folks. That is proof that all 12 of these challenges can be taken out to a gold standard in under 1 hour. Now I will be honest folks, I could have done 1 or 2 of these challenges a little bit quicker, but overall I reckon I maybe could have saved myself an extra minute and a half at the most. So that is a job well done. And as always, thank you very much for watching folks, and I hope you all enjoyed the video. Take care now.